Okay, let's have a look at the Manage Materials panel. So I'll start by selecting the roof, for example. Open the panel here, and you can see you have a long list of materials. You have two pages worth, and it's 53 materials total, and that includes all of the M underscore materials, which is from the material library. I'll first show you how to use it, and then I'll show you how to create new material assets. So currently we have this roof object selected. You can see that. It also says that apply material to the destination slot. So if you have multiple materials, you can select which material in that object you want to apply the material to. Let's, for example, say I'd like to have the roof sheet, the black roof sheet. I can just click and it will update itself in the viewport. Maybe not. Maybe I'd like to have gray or shingle, or maybe just go back to corrugated plates. Let's also have a look at the plank wall here. So I've clicked this. I'll need to refresh the destination, and it will refresh the entire script. Sadly, I don't know how to make it store the position, but it is a far better and more fluid workflow than it's ever been, really. What I can do then is I can say I'd like to try metal galvanized, or maybe plank floor worn, red planks, colorable. Now this asset was not made to be colorable, so that's why you see all this funky stuff. That means that the UVs are going all over the place and was not stacked within one UV tile for the colorable effect. Yeah, so you can really play around with this. Let's refresh this asset. There's two materials here I have not exported yet, and that's the brown colored planks here and the white bricks. So what I need to create those assets, I need to import the material library cube. It is a transform group with a material cube only. This contains two UV channels and is moved one over to the side so it can be colorable. Okay, let's create a material library. The instant I click this, it will create copies of the cube and assign the material it finds in the scene. So one cube per material it finds, and it will lay them out in this strip like this. I can now browse these materials and see, oh, there it is. That's the one I want to export. And I'll give this material a name. So I'll follow the naming conventions I had for the others. I'll type M underscore wall planks worn, for example. And I'll copy that name and apply that name to the mesh item itself. And then I'll put this aside. Also, remember to disable the material mask, or else when you apply this material to, say, I don't know, a shed or something else, it will continue to use that material mask, which is tailor-made for this building. So remember to disable this. In your other building, you will have to apply that material mask manually as well. Now we have that. Let's get the bricks. I think that's over here. So I'll just disable this mask once and for all, and let's type M wall bricks white. Actually, I don't remember if I type walls or wall. Yeah, wall. Okay, and that's it. Let's rename the mesh item. There we go. That's a loud sound. Okay, so we need to keep these two. The rest can go. Let's import the material library. And let's hide the barn for now so you can see it. So here's the material library neatly laid out in an array. We will include the two new material assets here into the material library transform group. We will arrange children by array, and we will let's see, sort scene graph by alphabet. So we can do that. I wonder if that does anything to the array, actually. It does. Cool. Great. Now we can export the material library. And let's overwrite this file. Let's open another asset. Let's take, actually, let's do something fun. Let's take the church and see what happens. We can import the material library. And then we can select, say, the walls here. I have walls. Oh, we have lots of things here, actually. Nice. Manage materials. Now let's try what happens. That looks wildly different. It's sort of a, what if this was really, really old and worn and whatnot. Now, here's an interesting thing. I cannot select the roof and then be able to select a different material and then revert back to this, because we don't have that in the material library. And that's because if I select this, refresh, so I can decide what to assign a material to. This is the roof material. If I now assign anything here, it will override, it will sort of delete the roof from existence. So if we want to be able to get this back, we need to make an asset of that as well. We can do that just like before. Then create material library and find roof. That's the one. Let's call this, let's see. Roof, what's it called? Let's just call it tiles for now. Lack of words. And then I'll just delete the rest here. Make sure that this is called roof. It's called slates, of course. Slates. Include that in the material library. We can now sort this again, arrange in array, and then we can actually export this off the bat. So we have this for later. Sorry about the dings. I should have muted the speakers. Anyway, let's refresh the materials here. Now I can safely select this item and say, no, actually, I'd like to see how this looks like with shingles, black shingles. And then I can go back to roof slates if I'd like to. Or sheet gray, bricks, you know, I can do anything I like here now. Nice. I hope that gives you a lot of ideas and that you can see the benefit of this workflow.